Hey, it's Drybear. Oblivion Remaster shadow dropped and has been blowing away a lot of the numbers, but it's also created a lot of interesting conversations around a 20 plus or just almost 20-year-old game being re-released and remastered in the current age, especially an age of tons of other remasters and remakes, some of them being cash grabs and some of them being absolutely awesome, bringing amazing games back into the modern era so you can replay them. I mean, remakes like Demon Souls or Shadow of the Colossus, I think are great examples of bringing back old games that needed to be refreshed and re-experienced in the new modern era. However, this has created just some kind of like drama between people as well. We had one of the ex-Blizzard bosses come out and say that, I don't know, Oblivion Remastered is something that people are going to want to play. Mike Ibarra tweeting out, as this was going out, I'm skeptical about 20-year-old remasters. What was once fantastic, now remastered, will never hold up against modern masterpieces like Elden Ring. The bar has simply moved from safe open-world RPGs to what Elden Ring brought us all. I would love to be proven wrong, but I'm not. Which, on the last line, I don't know if I would have included that myself in the tweet overall, but I would say that he has been proven wrong. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion peaked at 190,000 on Steam, though it did simul-release on Xbox Series X and S, as well as PlayStation 5 and Game Pass, which means this is only a small subset of the players playing currently on the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered being re-released. So a very successful title. Generally, what I tell people, it depends on the title and the genre and how old the game is, but in general, you can expect about twice the size of, especially for a game like this, around 1.5x to 2 times the amount of CCU from PC on each of the consoles. Sometimes one is bigger than the other. For this one, you probably would expect, because of Game Pass, maybe a little bit more on Xbox, but in general, about 1.5x or 2x. So maybe 100,000 CCU right now on PC for Steam, and then maybe another 150,000 on PlayStation 5, and around another 150,000 on Xbox, which puts them about 500,000 CCU right now on a game that is 20 years old, and for the most part has stayed very true to the original. They made some changes to the gameplay, but in general, this is Oblivion. And you can definitely argue that they could have gone with a true remaster, and as the case with these remakes and remasters, there are things that are going to have some kind of emotional attachment to them. Either nostalgia factor kicks in and you're very fond of something that if it came out today and was a brand new release, you would absolutely hate it. And the jank and the charm and the wildness of Oblivion is there almost to its own detriment in the comment day and age, as you really just kind of have to figure out what you're going to keep or what you're going to remove. And I think they were very tasteful. It feels like Oblivion. Some of the NPCs have some of the most nightmare fuel looking faces and animations, which was the case in the original. The NPC dialogue system is still very cringe and very awkward and weird, which is also very charming in its own way. And there's definitely just some basic combat things that you would have liked to have seen improved. But I think they were they took a very measured approach to how they were going to update this game. They made some minor changes to the leveling system, bringing in stuff that people liked about Skyrim. Personally, I would have loved it if they brought executions in from Skyrim, like the finishing moves and the cutscenes and stuff like that when you finish off an enemy. That would have been a nice addition, and I'm sure it'll be modded in. But again, they did kind of keep the original blueprint of Oblivion, which I think would be a great opportunity to revisit some of the funniest moments we've captured in Oblivion, the original game, and we can look through some clips of what's going on now in the remaster and how close they are together. This is combined through a whole bunch of random people sharing their experiences online, or, you know, clip channels dedicated to finding cool moments. So if it is a clip channel, I'll leave the name of the channel down below if you wanted to reference that for their content or wanted to see more from them.
I hope I can help. Necromancy may be legal in Cyrodiil, but few will openly admit to practicing it now that the Mages Guild has banned it. Farewell.
May you rest in peace.
I know exactly what room that is, and that can definitely still happen in the remaster because I walked the NPC that was following me into that pillar, and they absolutely can't do it. I think what was cool about this at the time is when Morrowind and Oblivion first were coming out, it was at a time where a lot of the role-playing aspect was in the player's head. The technology wasn't far enough along for people to really appreciate what was being added, which was in Oblivion, which was relatively new, not the first ones to do it, but relatively new. They had NPCs that would interact with each other or try to talk as if they were real, trying to add more realism to the game in general. So they would say things. However, it was a very, infant version of that system that we have today. It's not quite the extensive levels that CRPGs or dialogue or visual novel style games have gotten to today. And so it had tons of issues where NPCs would trigger dialogues with each other and then say the weirdest stuff and then walk away and then instantly re-trigger. And so you had so many bugs and strange interactions that created almost its own meme generator by itself.
How goes it? I've been better. I hope things get better. Bye. Goodbye. Oh, hello. How are you today? I've been better. How about you? I've been better. What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel? Nothing I'd like to talk about. So long. Be seeing you.
I don't know. Get out of my way before I have you slapped in irons.
Good afternoon.
I'm Brogram Grogalash, your host at the Lonely Suitor Lodge. It may not look like much outside, but that's just the weathered Bravil look. I heard that some cult called the Mythic Dawn is behind the Emperor's assassination. Goodbye.
I do not fear death!
You're pathetic, puny elf.
Paradise awaits me.
I'm Brogram Grogalash.
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
I'm Rena Bruyant. I love dogs. Doesn't everyone? Bye.
Not to mention a ridiculous slew of hilarious bugs where, and these are the things that still happen in other games, which is kind of interesting because this is an outsourced game that they did through Virtuous, I believe in Paris. So it wasn't, their main studios at Bethesda that did this game. But we still see a lot of these in like Starfield and Fallout, even Fallout 4 and things like that.
Stay away. Oh, it's you. He was a buffoon, but I didn't wish him dead, you cold-hearted villain. So? See? Was that hard? So, Nels is dead. I don't condone murder, of course, but I can't say he'll be missed. As a rule, I find Nords rather vulgar. Where are you going? What are you doing?
Looking for a room? My mother? No! What have you done to her? I'll kill you! Ah! He was here a second ago. You. I've seen your kind before. You've got blood on your hands. Keep your blade sheathed, you murdering bastard, or I'll put you down myself. Stay safe, citizen. These are dark times. What is it, citizen? Long live the Empire!
How are you?
Been better. How about you?
Not bad.
Good to hear. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Have you heard of the High Elves?
Body's still warm. Looks like there's a killer about.
Well met. Come, warm yourself by our fire. Farewell.
What's going on? Stop! You violated the law. Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Then pay with your blood! Put that back, you worthless thief.
Now, I know what you're thinking. There's no possible way that when they remake a game in a brand new engine, pretty much from the ground up, implementing some of the newer, like, facial animation, procedural animation features that they've got from Bethesda in the modern age, there's no way that they would accidentally recreate the same kind of chaos in the brand new remaster that just came out with baseline $50 USD purchase price.
Go ahead, please. I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night. Wait a minute, let me do that one again. I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night.
Which is so freaking funny because that was in the original game, and then he decided to have the voice actress keep it and put it into the new game as well. So a lot of these bugs, even having horse armor for DLC or some of the voice lines being kept in the original version, they kept that alive, re-voice acted it, and built it again for the modern release.
Good day. I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night. Wait a minute, let me do that one again. I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night.
Because of their procedural animation system for facial animations while talking, they basically will read the audio input and be able to generate some kind of facial animation using their facial rig that they have on all characters. It's a universal rig system, so they're able to animate basically any face to any amount of human language. But it's so funny that they forgot to chop up, like that was an audio file, like a byte that ended up having 2 takes on one. And so rather than chopping it up, they forgot to, I guess it missed through all the dialogue they have. And so the character actually in-game animates the voice actress doing the same line again, even though it's not even supposed to be in there. But you're probably saying, okay, that's kind of weak, that's kind of low. It's obviously just an oversight, right?
Die, damn you! Let's get this over with. Die, damn you! Won't you die? This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death! Die, damn you! You're pathetic! Ha! You'll never take me down!
Greetings, traveler. What do you see?
I'm Rena Bruyant. I love dogs. Doesn't everyone? You too.
In fact, no matter what you do, you're never safe from the long-reaching arm of the law.
Stop! You violated the law. Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence. Your stolen goods are now forfeit.
I think when it comes to a remaster, we want people to feel the way they did then. Some of that old charm.
And they added a brand new thing to Oblivion, which is the ability to sprint, which was a huge discussion point internally, whether they should have sprint in the Oblivion Remaster or not.
As games have developed over the past 20 years, players have come to expect a certain suite of tools and controls.
Like sprinting. Sprinting is an interesting one because it was such a big debate internally among our teams. Some of us were absolute purists, but ultimately, we decided it's 2025 and people are going to want to sprint. In fact, all of the character locomotion has been completely redone from scratch, and that has a huge impact from the very beginning of the game.
Which actually just turns into this. So to be honest, it doesn't seem like the Oblivion remake has actually changed all that much, and it must have been excruciating for the team at Virtuous working in concert with Bethesda to not only add in Unreal Engine 5, up the graphics, but also to stay as true as possible to the original experience. And I think what's making Oblivion so popular right now is not just the fact that it is a brand new RPG to play and explore, but I've actually had a bunch of people tell me that they, their spouse or partner had never played it, so they get to try it again in the modern era. And I think a lot of people online are experiencing the same, where they didn't play Oblivion, but they hear people talk about it, and that social pressure of like, hey, you gotta play it, Oblivion was the best. And the fact that it is so close to the original, not only in the vibe and experience, but also just the goofiness, the bugginess, and the chaos that comes along with it, I think adds overall to a very good remaster. We're seeing a lot of people giving raving reviews for it, saying this is exactly what I was expecting out of a remaster, and in fact pointing the finger at other game companies for how they do remasters as well, is don't completely remove the spirit of the original game, just bring it into a modern era and let it speak for itself. But of course, you let me know what you think about the Oblivion Remaster. Are you playing it? Are you enjoying it? Should they have modernized more from the base game or not? If you found value in today's video, leave a like down below, leave a comment for the algorithm to help this video get seen by more people, and don't forget to check out my other channels for other content and other stuff and other things.